Everybody, welcome back to the channel and thank you for joining me. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the disassembly of a DLTX carburetor. This one is a 53 off of a John Deere A, but I'm going to patch in a little bit of footage from other DLTX carburetors, highlighting some of the challenges that you may face during the disassembly process. I hope you find this useful, and this will be the first episode in a mini-series on rebuilding these carburetors that I'm putting together. So stick around. Every Wednesday, should be dropping one of these for the next few weeks. Thanks. So it's been a while, I think, since this carburetor's probably been on a tractor. It was given to us by a friend who was just cleaning out his shop, and he had a bunch of John Deere parts that he no longer needed. And by the looks of this and the other carburetors he gave us, it looks like this has been sitting on a workbench, probably under a grinder, because there's a lot of like really fine metal shavings and stuff on it. So this one's kind of nice because it's not as rusty as some that I have seen in the past. I will put a clip at the end of this video of a very rusty carburetor and how I handled that, getting the float bowl off. This one, the float bowl's already off. So that video, or that piece of video, will be at the end of this video. For right now, we're just going to start taking this apart, pick an area and start working at it. I usually start first by just taking out my load and idle screws. And these are not stuck at all. If these are stuck, or if any other screws or bolts on the carburetor like this are stuck, the very first thing I do is I get my propane torch and I heat up the area, and then I apply WD-40 or a penetrating fluid and go through a couple of heat cycles with penetrating fluid, following it, and then with patience and using the penetrating fluid and the heat, usually you can get any of these screws or bolts undone. You never know how bad a carburetor is going to be or how easy it's going to be. Apparently this one's a little bit easier. So I might patch in a little bit of footage of the disassembly of this 67 carburetor, just because I thought this one was going to be easy, but ended up being a bear. Next thing, we'll go ahead and we'll take out the throttle butterfly. Oh, that's tight. Let's try the other one. Okay, those are really, really tight. Let's try this on the choke. These are smaller screws. Oh, that one's coming out. Not too bad. There's your screw and your little lock washer. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of heat right here. You can tell this has been sitting around because there's a lot of oil, I think, that's burning off of this. WD-40. Someone has tried to take this out before and rounded that out. So that just made our job more difficult. Nope. This is either going to work or it's going to make a mess. There it goes. Worked. Usually the impact driver, when it's a steel screw like this, usually it'll work pretty good. What you don't want to do is try to use an impact driver on these brass screws. I've done that, and it just shears the head off of the screw really fast. I can already tell that this, you can see right here that this lever on this shaft is really, really loose. You can see I'm sitting here moving the lever quite a bit, but that shaft isn't even moving. It's not a huge deal, but we'll see if we can try to fix that too. Use a pair of pliers, or if it's not too bad, like this one, that just comes right out. And then Out comes the throttle shaft, or the choke shaft. So you can see what I'm talking about. See, that worked. Just heat and some oil. Yep. There. This is nice. Actually, this carburetor, that's not too bad. There's a bushing right here, and this bushing, this will get worn because when this tractor is idling, basically your throttle is mostly closed, and this throttle will want to just kind of move up and back because it pulsates with the engine. And so on some carburetors I've seen, you have really worn top and bottom sections of that bushing. You don't want to have worn bushings here. If you have some wear here at the choke, it's not a big deal because it's before the venturi in the carburetor, which is before the pressure drop, which is what causes your fuel to get sucked up into the carburetor, or drawn up into the carburetor, I guess I should say. If you have leaks past this, then that's where you are going to have vacuum leaks. Past this point where the throttle blade is, here where the carburetor meets the intake manifold, you want to have a good gasket sealing surface there, and you want to have a good sealing surface right here, or a good tight fitting bushing right here like this carburetor has. So this should run pretty well. Anyway, talked long enough. There's the throttle shaft. With the choke and the throttle removed, really the only thing we have left up here now are these brass plugs to remove, and also the emulsion tube. But we'll just work right now on these brass plugs. We'll try without any oil and heat first. Oh, that's tight. You can see this screw, or this brass plug right here. We just want to get this slot as clean as we possibly can, so that then the screwdriver fits down in there as tightly as it possibly can. That will minimize the chance of stripping out that plug. Now with that slot cleaned, put a good screwdriver in there. There, broke that one free. The screwdriver barely fits through that hole there. Nope, gotta get heat on that one. Let's try this one. Nope, gotta get heat on that one. Oh, heat. You know what? That's all gonna get hot when I heat this one, so. Got it. That's still really hard. I swear, you press in on the screwdriver just as hard, if not harder, than you are trying to turn it. Got it. Okay, now let's work down here at this end. Got it. Uh-oh. This is tight. Got it. Oh, I thought that was going to walk off the top of that screw. Unfortunate. Oh, I got it. Okay. And lastly, this guy on the back side. It should be pretty easy. Oh, got it. Whew, that's hot. It's even burning me through my gloves. Okay. With the exception of the emulsion tube down here, this top portion is completely disassembled. So I don't want this video to be too long, but I do want to put in just a little bit of footage detailing how to remove the nut from the bottom of the carburetor and remove the bowl, so that then you don't end up with something like this, where previously a person kind of went He-Man with a long wrench trying to get that nut off, and in so doing they twisted the entire bottom of that stem off. So don't want this to happen. This wasn't me, don't worry, but I'll just put that footage here, and then that'll kind of close out this video. So hope you find this useful. I'm just going to heat up the nut so that it expands a little bit and lets go of the threads on the stem of that carburetor. Okay, that's heated. That's on securely. Here we go. Look at that. There it goes. Came loose. Let's pop this spring out. Maybe I need to heat up around here. Come on. Let's flip this over. Let's hit it down. Here we go. There it goes. Broke it loose.